disclaimer. Welcome back to Advicery. Just so you all know, Monet and I, we're not experts on sex. We're not experts on health, fitness, science. We're not archaeologists, genealogists, paleontologists. We are just drag queens. This is
What was that thing you said that time about rocks? And you were like, everyone would gag at you. What was the thing you said?
what? Why are you so obsessed? Why are y'all so obsessed with the notion that I would know a word? Everyone,
What was it?
do what?
What was the word? What was it?
The study of rocks.
What was it?
It is paleontology.
No, that's geology is the study of rocks.
No, it wasn't geology. No, it was it geology?
The one you said everybody gathered you. They're like, Bob, now we know.
They have an obsession with me and words, my vernacular.
Anyway, yes, we are not experts on anything. This is our own personal advice we're giving for entertainment purposes
How low
only.
can this hat go?
Say,
How low are you pulling this hat, bitch? You look like a character in a fucking Bill Cosby cartoon at this point.
So please do not take any of our advice to the bank. This is for entertainment purposes only.
This is a bit. This is a bit. Hello, Monet. How are you?
Oh, you got that face on.
Well, I'm irritated because I don't have my equipment. My equipment never made it off the bus. And so I'm using my computer microphone instead of my little handheld mic that I always use when I'm on the road. So that's a little bit annoying. And of course, you take delight in me being annoyed, which annoys me even more.
How am I taking delight?
Well, I don't know. Maybe we should have Jay replay the laughter that ensued at the very top of the episode.
The laughter was not because of your pain. The laughter was because of you as the thing, and you have this little smirk. It's just a smirk. You adjust your glass and you go, "Hello, Monet." Like I'm here for a fucking job interview.
Well, you take joy in my pain. You've said it several times. You love when I'm annoyed. You take joy
I do.
in my misery, which is very odd.
But not today, though.
So I don't have a microphone, and I just don't like making like a low quality things. And I know that the audio is going to be bad, and it's because I have.
Oh, so how do you explain the last 13 years of your career?
Monet inspired. And I had one of these episodes when we did the Renaissance one. I also didn't have audio then either. Yeah, I didn't have a microphone.
We did an episode about Renaissance.
Yeah, we did when I was going to see the Renaissance store.
Oh, got it. But we didn't
and I didn't have. It was called one of the Renaissance.
I don't remember.
Yeah. Do you even watch Show Tamar? And I didn't have a cord like one cord. It's really annoying sometimes when you like travel and you pack everything you need, and then like literally you don't have one cord. And if you don't have this one cord, you might as well have not packed the other stuff. You ever have that happen to you?
I can't say that I have.
I've been there, bitch. You forget we've been in this podcast 5 years.
Bitch, I said what I said.
Asking you as a courtesy. Is this how you didn't have any bad wigs on season 10? Is it just like that?
Well, I have we have debunked that. I had 2 bad wigs on the whole season. We have figured that out.
I mean, it's a matter of it's subject, right? Subjective. So
people are really into this one that I wore that I posted the other day. People love these blonde dreads, honey.
I love them too. It's Edward Scissorhands. Edward Scissorhands made me a lock wig. It was inspired by Whoopi Goldberg and Jumpin' Jack Flash. And I was like, honestly, I might wear this for like my real life locks. Like I might just wear them around town. But they're in my storage unit and I have not seen them since I moved to LA.
Really? Let me look it up. I don't know what this wig looks like. Hold on. Jumpin'
Jack Flash. Whoopi Goldberg and Jumpin' Jack Flash. And it is an exact replica of Whoopi Goldberg's hair in Jumpin' Jack Flash. Like,
what is Jumpin' Jack Flash about?
It's a movie where she's like she is working on like international espionage, and this guy like basically writes her on her computer, and he's like, I need your help. I'm like in trouble with the government, and I need you to like. She's like a data analyst, or she works at a bank. And she's like, he's like, I need your help because I'm like in trouble with the government. It's honestly, it's not a great movie. It's not a good movie, but Whoopi Goldberg looks stunning in it. And there's this a scene where her dress gets caught in this like a paper shredder, and then it starts ripping off, and her dress ends up getting really short. And then she does this like lip sync. It's a baby. It's really cute.
Well, you wore, I mean, not the same, but you had a similar wig that your mom had that you wore when we did the episode. The little
Oh yeah,
dress.
I like that wig. Yeah, I like that wig. But I got to get my Jumpin' Jack Flash wig out of storage. But I don't really want to go into my storage. And I was thinking about. Oh, by the way, you might want to do this with me, but you don't care about your costumes. You'll sell your costumes on fucking Etsy for $3. But I was thinking about getting finding a place that does archives your clothing for you and like takes care of it, because it's more than just keeping. You have to like keep it and like spray it and like make sure that the bugs don't get to it. Which ends
How did you find this? I didn't know that. That's so crazy that there's such a niche service that is offered.
Well, I found out about it because my breastplate for this tour was done by the guy who did Raja's laser outfit
Right.
for the Lights Runway. And I met him. He's a really cool guy. And I've asked him, I was like, well, I have to ask you. I heard the rumors about the outfit that was so expensive and Raja couldn't even keep it. And Raja wasn't even allowed to keep the outfit. It was so expensive. And we remember we asked Raja too on the episode of our podcast that may or may never be released. And he was like, yeah, I just keep it in my like pressure, climate controlled room where I take care of it and stuff. And it's just like, and then Madonna has this room where like she keeps all of her stuff, not just in a closet in her house. It's like in an archive place that like takes care of costumes specifically as they age.
It's probably so expensive.
But I was thinking we should go in on it together.
I'll be down to do that. There are some. I don't think I'll put everything in there, but there are some pieces that I would like to put in there. Not everything though.
The sponge dress. I think the sponge dress. You've done it dirty. It's like I don't even think that dress is. It's
Girl,
at this point, because I don't know if you guys know this or not, but Monet went into a pool in the dress, put it in a trash bag while it was still wet, and then took it to World of Wonder, left it in World of Wonder in the mildewy bag for like months, tried to grab the dress back. I was like, this dress is a biohazard.
well, that's not true. That's not completely true. I got in the pool, and then I didn't live in LA, so we only had like a day for it to dry. So we had it at Taylor's house in his bathtub, trying to dry it, but it didn't completely dry because
World
there
of
was
Wonder for a
sponges.
while too, though.
Yeah. So after that, because the reunion was shot after I shot was shot before my video, but I don't know why we went back to World of Wonder. Actually, I don't know.
Where is it now?
It's in my storage unit.
Biohazard. Their entire ecosystem's living in that dress. It's literally sponges. I mean, obviously, it takes a long time for sponges to dry because their whole thing is retaining water. So, girl. Also, in Europe, real quick before we get into the advisory, by the way, this is an episode of advisory. Baby, look right now. The knock enter in Europe. The knock is courteous. They knock and open the door at the same time.
Oh, at hotels?
Yeah.
Well, there's a thing. Sometimes they open. Well, also because they knock on your door for service or whatever it is you need. Sometimes they come as early as 9 o'clock in the morning. Why are you knocking on someone's door at 9 o'clock in the morning? That's too early.
I just got to knock at 8 o'clock at night. It is 9:24 at night right now. I'm like, it is 9 o'clock at night. Go home.
So it's like when they knock, sometimes you're in the bed and you're like, not right now. You hear the knocking because they can't hear you. So I just never respond until they open the door. I say, no, I'm okay. I don't need any service. Because they can't hear you.
You're like, no, please. Also, okay, quick question. Were you at the age, I don't know if this was a Southern North, we never got this in the South, or at least not my age range, where there was this bit where people online were going, boy. Did you ever do that at school? The guys who did that at school? Boy.
No.
I saw it on the internet, and it looks like people like your age, maybe a little bit younger, like 28 to 33, and they all look like Northerners, and they all go, like, they're all like, boy. You never even heard of this?
I'd never seen that. I don't know what's going on.
Jacob, do you know about this, Jacob? Jacob's 30. Jacob, do you know about this? Allegedly.
I'm 29.
Okay. All right. And have you heard of this thing?
No.
Damn.
Do you know that there's this prison in Louisiana where the prisoners are literally like legitimately picking cotton as part of their punishment.
I mean, prison work is slave labor, so
Yeah, it's the Angola prison in Louisiana. They are picking
I
cotton
don't like that name.
while
I
being
don't like that name.
right, Angola, right? Something about it don't feel
Yeah,
right.
something about it.
While being watched by white dudes on
And it's
horses.
because it sounds like Anglo-Saxon. That's why. That's what it is in my head.
Oh, by while being watched by white guards on horseback with
There's
rifles.
probably some black guards in there too, but that's a different story for a different day.
That's just the fact that exists in 2023 is just that visual. It's crazy.
Welcome to the Wild Wild West. So I like to be in front of a curtain. We need to get curtains at home. I mean, I have curtains at home, but you and Jacob,
Why the curtain?
you and Jacob don't like when I sit in front of curtains for some reason.
Because it just feels like you're sitting in front. It feels like you're sitting in front of a window, like a
I
curtain. It
am.
doesn't feel. I don't, exactly,
I am sitting in front of.
and it's not. It's not giving.
Oh, what are you giving?
Honey, I'm giving glam.
With your boats in the back. Let's start. Let's ask some questions.
The bolts in the back.
All right.
Hey Bob, hey Monet, my name's Quintarius. I have a question. So I personally don't have like a drag mom or drag family. I really don't have drag friends. Do you recommend getting that sisterhood, those drag siblings, like a drag mom? Because I personally just put my makeup on, my wig on, throw my hips on, do my stuff, go home, take that shit off. And I don't really have that like big bond with everybody. I just literally do what I do and go home. Do you recommend getting that?
Queen Sirius sound a little antisocial, don't you?
Hi, Quintarius.
I think she said Queen Sirius.
Oh, Queen
I think.
Sirius.
She said Queen Sirius.
For me, I mean, listen, I don't think the answer is no, you don't have to. Because you're clearly getting along fine, you're working, you're doing what you need. I think that with any field that you're in, like there is, especially drag, I found for me, a lot of my drag, a lot of how I learned drag was just being in the field and doing it, but also like the sisterhood I have with people like Bob, like Jasmine, like Pixie, like you just when you are work with other queens and you like hang out with them, you just learn little tips and tricks that you weren't even aware of that existed, and it like fosters it. Well, for me, it naturally fostered this community of like camaraderie and sisterhood and like friendship and like a bond that we started to create and share. But if you are someone, do you find? I wish you could talk to them. Do you find that this perpetuates in other parts of your life? Like, are you uh, if drag is not your full time job, does this happen at your office? Are you like this with your family? Do you just like kind of just being a loner and like hanging out by yourself? If so, that's fine. Because I don't think you have to have these bonds and these friendships. But I think for me, it made drag more fun. There was an aspect of getting together and painting together and going out to a club together and doing group numbers and doing a duo. And like that aspect of drag really spoke to me and really it was really fun for me. It made drag more fun. So but if you don't need that and you got your gigs and you're doing your thing, you're making your own wigs and you don't need that, then go off. I don't think you have to do it now.
I was trying to find Queen Sirius online, but maybe I'm saying her name wrong. I'm trying to think if we knew any loner queens. And
Holidays a loner.
I thought she had friends. I thought her and Dallas were friends.
We're
You and her
friends.
went to Fire Island that one time, and
Well, that was a gig. We were there for work.
oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, maybe loner is too much of a strong word, but I know like I don't know, like no, I guess Holly is not a loner.
Was Mahogany kind of you were Mahogany?
Mahogany was but a lot of people also made fun of Mahogany. Like Mahogany was trying to, but people made. Go ahead.
People did make fun of Mahogany. Yeah, they did. You remember
Yeah, the man.
we used to think about Mahogany back in the day before Instagram and TikTok. We were all on Facebook, and Mahogany didn't have a last name, so her Instagram,
Mahogany.
her Facebook name was Mahog Annie. So people used to call her Mahog.
Mahogany was Mahogany was a messy little queen, but she was a very sweet girl.
Sweet though, but like I mean, we didn't. Well, you know what? You know why Mahogany didn't hang out with a lot of people. I remember now because she lived in New Jersey, That was what it was. I remember that Mahogany lived in New Jersey, and all the other queens, most of us lived in Brooklyn or Manhattan, and a few of us, sad cases, lived in Queens.
AKA the bitches that can't afford to live in Manhattan or Brooklyn.
But yeah, I just remember her name was Mahog. Shout out to Mahogany. I had a lot of fun time with Mahogany whenever she did pop up at the club. But yeah, she was the one who would just pop up. She drove. There was a few Thorgy, Monet, Mahogany. Who else used to drive? There's a few queen. Oh, you remember that queen Bella Biscotti?
Bella Biscotti. She lives in LA now.
I think she's back in New York now, actually.
Oh, she was working for Troy C. Ford for a while.
Yeah, I think she's like, I'm back in LA or back in New York or something. I can't remember.
Mahogany was also one of those queens, y'all. Y'all know, not just queens, but people in your life, your auntie, your uncle, someone that just walks in like a storm. Like they come in and they are just a lot going on. Anytime Mahogany entered the space, it just was like a lot going on. Peppermint is also a storm. Peppermint walks in and
Hurricane Peppermint every time.
It's a hurricane when she enters.
Hurricane Vanjie. Vanjie's a storm.
Vanjie's a hurricane. Yeah.
Do you need? You know, I'm one of the. I'm a people person. I like people. I'm not one of the folks who goes, I don't like people. What is this? I do like people.
You do like people. You do like people. You just you like to bully people too.
But I like people. I like being around people. I like having friends. I like talking to people. I love community.
You do.
So
Bob has a lot of people around him. A lot of people are always around Bob. Like people like being around you.
So yeah, I like, and you know, and whenever I would do the gig, I would usually go to the gig by myself. Occasionally, I would pick up a friend on the way on the train, especially if they were new to New York City, they didn't want to ride the train and drag. But always after the gig, always sisterhood after the gig. Pretty much, I mean, it was very rare that I would just leave a gig and go home. I was after pretty much, I mean, for years. I was hanging out with like one of my sisters, or if not a whole group of us, at the diner, at another club. We'd leave our show, go to someone else's show, catch a cab uptown together, or just hang out in the bar that we were working at.
Kesha Cab, that's a great drag name. Kesha Cab.
Kesha Cabs. So do you Queen Sirius?
Queen Sirius. I thought they were saying their out of drag name, Quintarius.
But I might be wrong. I thought she was saying Queen Sirius.
Hey Bob, hey Monet, my name's Queen Sirius.
Yeah, Queen Sirius.
Yeah. Let's do our next question.
Hi, Bob and Monet. My name's Justin from Denver, Colorado. So I just turned 29, and before I turn 30, I really want to leave the country and go somewhere outside of the U.S. Just because it's awful here, and I need to see what the other rest of the world is like, and hopefully it'll be less awful. Anyways, since you girls are so worldly and traveled, I was hoping you could give me some suggestions of places that you think are very queer-friendly and would have just a very welcoming and, a fun place to be for such a young, soft 20-year-old such as myself. Thank you. I think you're both amazingly funny. I am Team Monation, though, but I still like Bob.
No, it's perfect. We all.
Also, someone's Bob. Our intersection of our fans. We're just the mob, and I think that fits us very well. We're the mob, honey.
I'll be naming.
You what?
I'll be naming the group of what it is.
We be mobbing hoes.
So, I do travel a lot, but I want to be clear that I don't really do a lot in the places, because usually when I'm traveling, we go in for the show when we leave. With the exception of Brazil and Australia, I haven't spent a lot of time outside of the places, because like when you go to do the shows in Australia, the shows are on the weekends and you're just in Australia during the week. That's what it was with my first tour anyway, Within the Dark. I don't know. There's a lot of different promoters. And the same in Brazil. So I just spent a lot of time in Brazil. And of course I was in a lot of different places. From what I understand, Brazil is going through its own Donald Trump situation with its own politician, who I think was even like worked in TV at some point as well.
They took him out. Bolsonaro got there's this. I believe there's a not a Trump person.
They had him, and now they're going through. So they going through but they're still dealing with him in some regard, kind of the way that we're still dealing with Donald Trump. in some regard.
Yeah.
And there was a big homophobic and racist, specifically colorist push going on in Brazil. But I will say, when I was there, the gay nightlife in Brazil was so fun. It was so amazing. I did not feel nervous to be gay on the street. That was me in my experience for where I was. I was in Rio de Janeiro. I was in Brasilia. I went to like 5 places. I can't remember the name of some of them. But mainly Rio de Janeiro and Brasilia. And I found Brazil to be a really lovely place to be an out queer person. I've also heard that the Philippines is great for queer people. I've never been to the Philippines, but I've heard that the Philippines are great for queer people, from what I understand. And when I was in London, I found London to be really lovely as well, for me personally.
Yeah. So I think a shorter list maybe because like the way I carry myself because of my persona, whatever. Like I rarely go places and I feel uncomfortable to be gay, or just to be me. And again, I wear pretty flamboyant femi clothes. I'm wearing literally a fucking onesie right now, and like I don't normally feel uncomfortable. Like I feel pretty good in places I go.
Not
Like
everyone
to echo what
argues, though,
Bob
though.
to echo Bob, a lot of I've been to Asia, and a lot of the Asian countries I felt extremely like Korea. I felt great. Manila felt great. Tokyo felt really nice to go as a queer person. Australia, I found Australia to be very, very, very welcoming of queer people too. Like there's literally Bondi Beach in Australia, in Sydney, was really great. A very queer beach. Like I'm out there in my fucking bikini, living my life. Mexico, I find Mexico. Puerto Vallarta, if you want to take Mexico is not too far away. And PV is a very, very, very queer friendly city. It is really, really, really nice. Oh, I think Bob's on the phone. Puerto Vallarta is a great, great, great dip into somewhere that is not America, that's pretty close by, and it's not very Americanized, but there are a lot of American tourists that go there, and it feels very nice to go there. Tulum is also really nice. I'm going to Iceland in December, so I can report back about Iceland, how that is. But I heard Reykjavik, Iceland is very, very, very queer as well. They have a whole company called Pink Iceland that kind of takes care of queer people when they go there. So yeah, those are the places I will say. And if you want to go somewhere Caribbean, Barbados. Barbados is a country literally they have this whole initiative to invite more queer people to come to the island. So Barbados is is becoming probably the most queer friendly Caribbean place that you can go because of any
Thanks to Rihanna.
initiative.
That had nothing to do with you. Literally nothing to do with you.
I'm not Bajan.
I'm just saying the Caribbean being you could have made that for St. Lucia, but Rihanna did it for Barbados. And you could have done it as one of the most powerful, influential families in St. Lucia. You could have done this, and you've actively chosen not to do this. For all the West Indians, all the Caribbean, you could have done this, but you chose not to.
And what's your excuse for Atlanta in Clayton County?
Atlanta pops off, honey.
I went to Clayton County, and a lot of people gave me eyes.
That's you specifically because they know that they know not to be Monet in Atlanta. That's why.
Anyway,
that was a Monet experience, honey.
So those are my recs. I would say Tulum, PV, Barbados, Manila.
You said you're going to give a shorter list. Your list is longer than mine. I named 3 places.
Well, I'm giving them because I don't know what your pockets look like, right? If you're trying to go somewhere not too far, you want to go. Mexico is good. If you've been saving up your coins and you want to like really splurge on a nice trip, I would say go to Asia. Like that's fun. Go to Australia is also far away.
Damn, go around the world. Go everywhere. Carmen Sandiego, bitch, it's not Carmen Sandiego.
If you're looking for somewhere in America, I would say the most. I would say the friendliest, queerest place in America you can go if you want to just go to America would be San Francisco. San Francisco is very gay.
You're in 3 more places?
Very gay. Also, New York.
Bitch, stop. This is out of control. Also, you can leave the country while going to a Commonwealth. I want you to know that going to Puerto Rico is incredible. You don't need a passport, and they use U.S. dollars in Puerto Rico.
This is true. Puerto Rico is very queer friendly as well.
Yeah. I'm sorry, by the way. Just when I muted myself just now, I think my podcast equipment is showing up sometime soon. So
Bitch, you acting like you so. I don't know how, but a little birdie told me that someone I have an inkling that my stuff might be coming soon. Like what?
Bitch, answering this next question, bitch.
Let's make the next question, Jacob. Thank you.
Hey, Monet and Bob. I hope you're doing well.
Yeah.
I'm currently in a relationship that's 4 months old. We are now doing long distance. And I wanted to know what should I do because in the beginning of the relationship, I texted a random person and he thought it was very friendly. So it caused him a lot of distress. And now he has my social medias, everything. And he like goes through my old chat logs with like maybe some exes that I still have lingering around. Not that I'm texting, just in the chat log. And they like, I don't know, like they like compare themselves with my exes and like say like, oh, you don't talk to me like that or this and the third. So I just want to know like what can I do to set clear boundaries because I really like this person and they're really cool, but it's like a little invasive and I'm not sure if I'm really okay with that at heart. Thank you so much for whatever advice you give.
Okay. Setting up
Oop.
having a relationship where your partner where is this precedent that your partner can go through your message and that is no way to build anything in a relationship. I feel like that is heading down the road towards disaster. It's not going to end well. Like your partner what
We forgot our disclaimer at the top of the episode, but go ahead. And it just occurred to me like we didn't get our disclaimer.
Yeah, like that. For me, that is no way to build long lasting trust or to foster a vibe or a relationship that feels that you can be super open and honest with each other. I think that's starting from a very toxic place, and I would highly recommend that the boundary be like you cannot go through my things and you cannot read my messages. Like that does not seem healthy and it's going to lead down towards a breakup or something that's going to be very tumultuous and toxic later down the road. So my advice would be to stop that behavior, to nip it right now. But like, this is not, we're not doing that. And a way to help alleviate that fear or that insecurity that your partner might have is to talk about the things that they need to make them feel more secure in a relationship. That may be a bit more communication, like maybe talking like when you're going to a thing, like just like being super open and honest about things that you guys may be doing, but not setting the precedent that they're allowed to go through your old messages and to see how you would say this to your ex-boyfriend so that they can compare it to their experience that you're giving them now. I think that is not healthy. And it's going to lead to a very bad situation later on.
As a reminder, everyone, Monet and I are not experts on relationships, fitness, health, science, sex, law.
Well, I'm an expert on sex, baby.
Again, we are not expert on that. Please do not claim that. I think we are not experts on any of these fields. All of our advice is just for entertainment purposes only. Solamente entertainment.
So you're not experts in drag?
I'm an expert in drag.
If it refers to anything regarding safety, no, I'm not an expert. Listen, Monet is your drag expert. I am just a person on the internet. What do I know about drag? I'm just some bitch who won Drag Race by accident.
Go ahead.
I think that and I'm an expert on my drag, of course. I think that if your partner's going through this is weird, but also it doesn't seem like your partner is hiding that they're going through your stuff, but they're doing it, and it seems like you don't like it. And I know that sometimes it is hard to tell someone that you don't like that they're doing something after they've done it and you let it slide, and now they just keep doing it over and over again, which is why I'm a firm believer in setting boundaries right away. It can be a little awkward that first time, but it's less awkward down the road when people start to respect your boundaries. Yeah, I think you need to have a strong conversation about and ask them what those insecurities are. And, comparing yourself to someone's ex, like it's a new relationship. And I don't know, I can't remember if you said 4 months or 9 months. I couldn't quite hear what you said.
4 months.
4 months. And someone's like, well, you don't have to like I talked to your ex. Well, okay, what if I was with my ex for 9 months. So yeah, I'm going to talk to you different than I was with my ex for 3 years. You and I have been together for 4 months. maybe we will get to an era when we do talk like I talk to my ex, or maybe we won't. Maybe that's not. Maybe I don't want that kind of relationship again, which is why I'm not with my ex anymore. Maybe I don't want to. Maybe I don't want to have a relationship with you like I have with my ex because we're not together anymore. I want this to be our own individual thing. And it sounds like you need to set some boundaries, some clear and undeniable boundaries.
I mean, you do say. So I have a friend who is in. They have each other's passcodes on their phones, and they like do that all the time. And she like that's her thing. And
What do
like
you mean
she
that's the
says to
thing,
me,
though? They go through each other's phones. The part of their thing,
yeah, they go through each
part of
other's
their thing is
phones.
just
Like
going through each other's phones.
yes, that's part of their thing. Like they go through each other's phones, like go through each other's DMs, and like that. That's how
I
they
mean,
they do that.
Jacob and I have Jacob's password. Jacob has my password, and like Jacob and I, we don't safeguard our phones from each other. But typically speaking, if Jacob is using my phone, it's like to order food, or if I'm using his phone, it's to like look at pictures from a thing we did together. But it's
But you're not in bed. Like let me see your phone, Jacob. Let me go through your DMs and see who you're talking to today. Like that's what they do. Like that's their thing.
no, Jacob and I did not do that. No.
So and then when she said to me like I don't know, like I don't like that. Blah, blah, blah. But then
She
also
doesn't like it.
well, here's the thing though. She says she doesn't, but I think that a part of her does like it. Like she likes this idea that her
Wow, believe
man.
women, Monet. Jesus Christ.
She likes this idea that her man is like so protective over her. Like she loves that like machismo, very like macho like thing. So I think that for some of her, she doesn't like it, but she likes the aspect that he's so protective of her. And
Does she go through his DMs?
Yeah, she goes through his as well.
Does she like that?
I mean, yes, I'm assuming so. Yeah.
But you're
Otherwise, she wouldn't be doing it.
she doesn't like going. You know she doesn't really care for him going through her DMs, but you think she might like going through his.
But I know the type of guy she likes. She likes toxic guys. She likes guys like this. She likes guys that be like, nah, my bitch ain't going through this. She likes that.
Okay, I wouldn't use them as a litmus or an example for what people.
But I'm saying no. I'm not using an example. But I'm like, I'm posing the question like, is there an aspect of you that likes that they care that much, or that they are so invasive because to you that's showing that they're really into you and they want to protect that. You know what I mean? I'm just posing that question. I'm not saying I don't.
Do you think
What?
Is that really about protecting the person you're with? Like if someone tells their girlfriend not to dress in a certain way in public, is that really about protecting the girl, or is it about protecting their ego because they don't want to be seen with a girl who dresses skanky?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think it's twofold. I think
does it really have anything to do with like what are they protecting her from?
I think it's their ego. I think it's also I also feel like dudes that do that, they feel like they're thwarting off any type of anyone trying to holler at the girl or like make pass at the girl. I think to them, controlling how their girlfriend dresses or their partner dresses is shielding them from.
What are they protecting her from? What if she wants attention? What if she wants to be viewed as sexy in public?
Right, I'm saying the protecting is not about what she wants; it's about their ego, and like they're protecting her. They feel like they're protecting her. Like other dudes won't be trying to holler at their girl.
I just don't think I can wrap my mind around being interested in someone who does that because it just sounds really gross and upsetting to me. Like I don't think that I have I can't even put myself in the mindset of someone who wants to be in a relationship with someone who is doing that. It literally doesn't make sense to me. I can't even make it make sense.
Yeah, I mean, I've had a lot of girlfriends that have been in that situation, honestly.
Right. And I mean, you're like what you like. If you want someone who's doing that, then I mean, who am I to judge you? I just can't figure out what it is about that is appealing personally. Do you like that?
No.
A little bit?
No.
Can you put yourself in that mindset?
I mean, I guess I could put. Oh, Jacob's showing me. I mean, I guess I can see why some people might like it, but also I can see why people might like crack. I know I don't want it.
Well, I can see the appeal to crack. I mean, the upside to crack is clear. You're high. You feel good when you're high.
I think that for that stand, like maybe in people in that situation, there's this rush, there's this sexiness that they feel. Like maybe it makes them feel more desirable. That, oh my god, my guy thinks I'm so hot that other guys are gonna like. Maybe that's the thing too.
Listen, have you been on the hunt for a new doctor and you ask literally everyone you know for the recommendations? It is very, very stressful because when you want to feel safe, you want to feel like you are in trusted hands when you are talking to a doctor. You know, a doctor who actually gets you, listens to you, makes you feel really comfortable. And finally, after weeks and weeks, you find the doctor. You talk to everybody. You've called all the clinics, all the hospitals, all the practices. And then you find out, baby, they don't even take your insurance. That is so stressful. That drives me wild. Listen, wipe your tears and put the ice cream away, okay? Because head over to ZocDoc to find and book the doctor who's right for you and takes your insurance. ZocDoc is a free app where you can find amazing doctors and book appointments online. We're talking about booking appointments with thousands of top-rated patient-reviewed doctors and specialists. You can filter specifically for ones who take your insurance and are located near you and treat almost any condition you are searching for. See, after I tried ZocDoc, I would honestly never go back to booking doctors the old way. It is so fast and it's so convenient, and I've loved every doctor that I found through them. On ZocDoc, you can find every specialist under the sun. Go to ZocDoc.com, find the doctor that is right for you, and book an appointment in person or remotely that works for your schedule. Go to ZocDoc.com/rivalry and download the ZocDoc app for free. Then start your search for a top-rated doctor today. Many are available within 24 hours. That is ZocDoc.com/rivalry. ZocDoc.com/rivalry. Go to ZocDoc.com/rivalry and download the ZocDoc app for free. Then find and book top-rated doctors today. That's ZocDoc.com/rivalry. ZocDoc.com/rivalry. With the busy fall season already in swing, you might be looking for wholesome, convenient meals for jam-packed days. Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit, can help you fuel up fast with chef-prepared, dietitian-approved, ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door. You will save time, you will eat well, and you will stay on track with your healthy lifestyle. I love Factor meals. Y'all know me. I don't be in this kitchen cooking. I don't cook.
And we don't want you to be. That's good.
I own maybe one pot, maybe one pan.
You don't have a pot to piss in or what to throw it out of.
Neither one. Listen, if you're too busy, and also to be fair, I'm too busy to cook. And if you're too busy this fall to cook, but you want to make sure that you're eating well with Factor, skip the extra trip to the grocery store and the chopping, the prepping, the cleaning up. It's all too much, but you can still get the flavor and the nutritional quality that you need. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are ready in just 2 minutes. So all you have to do is heat them up and enjoy them, and then get back to crushing your goals.
Level up with Gourmet Plus options prepared to perfection by chefs and ready to eat in record time. You can treat yourself to upscale meals with premium ingredients like broccolini, leeks, truffle butter, and asparagus. Too busy running around during the day to think about your lunch? Keep your energy up with Lunch to Go. Effortless, wholesome meals like grain bowls and salad toppers that are ready to eat when you're on the go, no microwave required.
This October, get Factor and enjoy eating well without the hassle. Simply choose your meals and enjoy fresh, flavor-packed meals delivered to your door, ready in just 2 minutes. No prep, no mess. Head to factormeals.com/rivalry50 and use code rivalry50 to get 50% off. That's code rivalry50 at factormeals.com/rivalry50 to get 50% off.
I'm doing Factor. I'm excited right now.
Factor's great. I really recommend it.
Okay, if you die,
Jesus.
do you want your partner to go through your messages? Like, do you, in case there's like something in there, like loose ends in your Instagram messages or like texts that need to be tied up, or is like that's on your phone is gone?
I'll be dead. I don't think I will care what the fuck's. I really don't feel like I'm going to be on the other side looking at things, and I won't be able to be ashamed or embarrassed or anything because I will be as dead as a doorknob. So I really don't think. I don't think of my afterlife and like what I'll be doing on the other side or how people will think of me because I just won't care. I'll be doing more than not caring. It's even more intense than I will be nothing in terms of it. But I do think that the idea while I'm here, the idea of people learning more about me is interesting, good or bad. I mean, that's all subjective. And I would like for some, I don't want things to go to the grave with me. I would like for things to become uncovered, even something I may have tried to hide. I would like if that became uncovered, you know?
Yeah, I mean, to tie up loose ends, I don't know what loose ends they might be to tie up. And for part of me, like opposite of Bob, I'm like, Maybe like leave this like mystery, like this mystique that people may have wanted answers that they never get. That kind of speaks to me too. Even though I'm gone and I'm dead, that kind of to me that's kind of fierce.
When you die, can we have your body exhumed to see if you had a BBL?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
But no, then I won't be able to be buried in a Jewish cemetery.
Well, you got the BBL, so you can't go to Jewish cemetery already. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Well, we'll see. If you're in the Jewish cemetery, then we'll know you didn't get the BBL.
Yes, I know. I'm going to be right next to Jacob.
Can you go in the Jewish cemetery and have a boot job?
And I have tattoos too, so I can't go to the Jewish cemetery.
I mean, different cemeteries have different rules. So theoretically, yes.
And I'm going to the BBL cemetery.
Who else? Who else is in the BBL cemetery? Well, all Black China's old workers in there.
Is she Jewish?
No, it's the BBL cemetery.
Oh no, what I meant the Jewish BBL cemetery. the JBBL cemetery.
Got it.
Yeah.
Jewish Brazilian butt lift. Got it. All right.
All right.
Hi, Bobby Monet. Here, this question is similar to one you've answered.
Wait,
before.
sorry. Pause it. Sorry.
You start talking real fast because Bob also talking.
Bitch, shut the fuck up. Play this motherfucking shirt. By the way, I am so hungry. I have not eaten all day.
Why not?
Well, I was asleep and then I sat down in my bed and I went to order Uber Eats, and Stockholm doesn't have Uber Eats.
They probably have.
What's happening?
They probably have Deliveroo.
So I was annoyed, and I was like, the idea of like leaving my room to go get food was exhausting, and then the idea of like downloading a new app was exhausting. So instead, I just watched YouTube videos and ate every snack I could get my hands on in the room. Like I've had a bag of chips, I had 3 bananas, I've had the free chocolates, and I'm about to open up some fiddles, which is sweet, spicy almonds, cashews, and peanuts.
Let me tell you something. What you need to do is order you some dick in Stockholm. I had some of the best dick of my life in Stockholm.
Oh, no.
No lie.
How did you find it?
Grindr.
I went on a Grindr date,
the food of the day.
a non-sexual Grindr date, which I think I've only done maybe
Stockholm is
maybe
also
twice in my
Bob is
life.
frozen.
The other night. And
wait, say it again. You were frozen. I missed that.
I went on a non-sexual Grindr date, which I've probably only done 2 times in my whole entire life. Ever.
How does that start? Rewind. How does that start?
So I was on.
My brain literally cannot compute that.
I know. I was on Grindr, and this guy was like hitting me up, and he was like, hey, we were chatting, and then he was like, do you want to go out? And I was like, he's like, do you want to? I can take you out on the town. I'm like a tour guide, and I was like, honestly, I don't do platonic connections on Grindr. I'm not really interested in that. So. No, thank you, to be honest. And then he was like, no, you're cute and we could hook up too. And I was like, okay, but then it was like raining and then we were texting back and forth. And then I was like, I'm not going out on a walk. It's raining outside. And then it like stopped raining. And then I had a fucking cold sore. And I was like, well, I'm not going to do anything with you because I have a cold sore. And then I was like, well, I'm not going to do anything with you because I have a cold sore. But I do want to, you're kind of cute. And total side note, he's 6'11". I was like, I gotta meet this.
Hot.
I was like, I gotta meet this 6 foot
hot
guy. So I was like, and I walked around Belgium with this 6'11" guy.
Hot. Created me like creative.
Did you see the dick?
We didn't do anything. We did not do anything. We
what about pictures?
Have you seen it?
Yes, yes, I have a picture of it,
and
it seemed quite proportional. But we did not go to each other's room. We just walked around town.
6. I mean, I would. 6. Bitch, let me tell you something. I would put a damn. I'd have put a sheet on that fucking cold so I don't know when to work. Okay.
Someone else was like, I was like, that's so shady.
Yeah, girl. In Stockholm, I hooked up with this fucking beautiful guy because he was also a model. But at the time when we were in Stockholm, it was just like London Fashion Week or something. So he had just come back from Fashion Week. we're gonna work the world. And then so we ended up meeting up on Grindr, and was one of the most beautiful people I've ever seen. His dick was so beautiful. His body was immaculate. It was some of the best. It was amazing. It was beautiful. Beautiful. He came so fast though. I was like,
well, it must have been great for him.
not for me. I wanted to savor the flavor.
You have your memories.
Yeah.
And the star option on Grindr.
Next question.
Hi, Bob and Monet. Sorry if this question is similar to one you've answered before. To give you some background, I've been with my husband for 7 years, and earlier this year we talked about an open relationship, and he was on a business trip. I did something dumb, and I ended up cheating on him. This set us back quite a bit, but then we went to couples therapy. We worked on everything, and we actually ended up stronger than we were before. But during this time of communication, I realized that it wasn't an open relationship that I was yearning for, but a realization that a poly relationship is what I want. And I actually met someone through work about 2 months ago, and we got pretty close. He has a boyfriend. They're in a poly relationship, and I just saw how that world really worked. And he ended up catching feelings, asking me out. I didn't act on it, and I ended up blocking him just because I could feel feelings grow too. But when I brought up the poly conversation to my husband, he said that we had to work on our communication first, and it's gotten much better. And then I brought it up again to him about last month, and he didn't respond with a single word. And I don't know if I'm starting to resent him for losing that other guy's friendship, because I'm just the type of personality that I kind of cling on to people. So I had to end it right away. And I just don't know how to bring up the conversation a third time without pushing my husband further away. I love him, but I feel like I can love someone else in a different way. So yeah, any advice would be nice.
I was going to jokingly come in and be like, I don't believe in open relationships as a bit. But on a serious note, it kind of sounds like you have some problems with communication. And I would like to say that in any relationship, open communication is absurdly important. I cannot even express how important open communication is in any relationship. In a polyamorous dynamic, take it to the next level. Like, you have to be communicating with each other openly and honestly. And it sounds like you kind of don't have that ability. Like, you cheated on your husband, and then instead of communicating with the guy, you just blocked him. And then, yeah, it sounds like you're just having some. It just doesn't sound like you're making wise decisions. It's like you're just making a bunch of bad decisions in a row and being like, why does this keep happening? This is crazy. Why is everyone mad at me? All I keep doing is the wrong thing on purpose over and over again. And I was talking to my mom today about people who do the wrong thing and they know it's wrong, but they do it anyway. And that just, I can't compute that. I cannot compute people doing wrong, knowing it's wrong, and then just straight up just doing it. Because typically for me, if I'm doing wrong, in the moment I found a way to justify it and it felt right to me. And then down the line, I was like, oh, that wasn't right. You know? How about you, Mom? What you answer? I'm going to plug in my computer because it's dying.
Every time I say a question, y'all see he leave. Anytime I say a question, right? Anyway. Yeah, I think I agree with Bob. I think the communication piece is in any relationship is super, super, super critical, honestly. And it is really, it will make or break a relationship, quite honestly, I feel, in my experience. And it seems like, just taking context clues, like your partner kind of like avoiding and evading the topic when you want to talk about polyamory. It seems like your partner is not interested in polyamory. But you don't know that for sure because you guys haven't really had the conversation. But that's what it seems like, right? You try to bring it up 3 or 4 times now, and every time they've dodged it, not answered, or moved on, or just ignored it completely. So it seems like it's not a conversation that they're willing to have. Especially when they feel like you guys aren't secure and strong. Because if you are going to be polyamorous, you're inviting more players on the field. Like y'all need to be like foundationally secure first. And it seems like he doesn't feel like y'all are there, but you really want this connection with this other person. So you're willing to work through that while inviting someone else in. And I feel like that's a tall order to work on you and start to be polyamorous. That's a whole lot going on, like in one situation. So I feel like the first step is to have a conversation. I think you can approach him seriously and be like, hey, like, stop. Like, I really want to talk about this thing.
Britney Spears, stop.
Literally, like, they keep on avoiding you. So you like, hey, like, this is where I'm at. Like, I'm feeling like not satisfied, or this is not what you're saying. You're like, I'm feeling like not great here, and I really want to be polyamorous, and I really need this, and you're not talking to me, and it's making me want to pull away and not want to be here anymore. So I think you need to have that honest conversation with them, and then let them react honestly. You also have to be prepared for him being like, if you want to be poly, then you can, but not with me, because that's not what I'm into. Because
If you want to be poly, go get a pocket, bitch.
that may be the response. So you have to be ready for that answer. That them being like, if you want to be polyamorous, then we can't be a thing. And you love him, but you've grown. Like, y'all been together for 7 years. Y'all are growing. Like, you have grown into this person who wants to be open and polyamorous, and maybe that's not what this partner can facilitate or wants to be a part of, and that's okay as well. So maybe y'all separating if you can't be with someone who does not want to be poly.
I don't know if I believe in the notion behind being like, because it's a common sentiment that I hear, which is like, I want to work on us and make sure that we're like perfect before we open up our relationship or before we do a polyamorous thing. Because this notion of like making your relationship perfect or fixing your relationship in some way, it doesn't seem to give way to the nuance that relationships are constantly being worked on. There's always something. There is always something to work on in your relationship. But I'm trying to think to myself. I mean, I get the idea behind it. The idea behind it makes sense. But I don't know that it actually, in practice, I don't know that it works in practice, because when you hear the idea, like, I just want to make sure we're right before we do anything, and it's like, maybe this is part of why you're not right.
Well, I disagree. I think that I don't think perfection is what you're striving for, but I think that you want to work on communication. Because, like, if you and I are not communicating, which inviting someone else in that's adding more people, there's going to be even worse communication, and it's going to end badly. So I think that when they say, like, I want to work on us, and maybe work on our work on our communication, work on our the different aspects of relationship, not to get them perfect, but to get them to a place where they're functioning properly. Because if they're not functioning properly, then inviting your boyfriend and my boyfriend in, and now it's 4 of us, and bitch, we ain't talking, and that's just gonna really exacerbate the issue.
I mean, that's, as someone who's been in this situation before, that wasn't the case for me. Maybe that's the case for someone else, but it also might just be a core problem in your relationship in general. And I think that the point of your relationship should not be to try to make it exist in a vacuum. You have to be with your partner and be in the world at the same time. So for me, that's kind of like saying, like, well, I just got the relationship, so I don't want to start a new job because I want to work on this relationship. So bringing this new job in, and now I have to split my mind between this job and my mind between this relationship, or saying, like, I don't want to pick up new hobbies because I'm starting this new relationship. I think that me personally, I can work on the relationship and work on a different relationship with my mother, with my boss, with my employees, with my, whatever, my professors, going to school, whatever, at the same time. But maybe that's because I'm just someone who can multitask. But because me and Jacob's relationship has never been perfect. But when me and Ezra started dating, me and Jacob were still working through stuff, and we just it worked, and I don't think that it made us any weaker. I think that, if anything, it just made us stronger. Only thing that ever put a dent in Jacob's armor was the quarantine and spending the first time we ever had to spend 24 hours together in a row for like 4 months straight. We were like, this is crazy. We've never been around each other this much. That was the only thing that was the thing. That's just us specifically. Obviously, my sentiment is not common. I think what I'm saying is a very it's not a common take. So maybe I'm wrong on this.
But I also think there are some people who do take on that job and the relationship thing, and both things suffer, right? Like, they're performing poorly at work and their relationship is suffering. I think that is a case by case situation. I think some people know what they need. Like, I'm all about people trusting like what they need to make their thing work. Some people can do the job and do the piano class and do the recital and do the relationship and make them all function. And some people have to compartment, like, cannot do it all together. They need to be like, I need you to do this job and this guy. I can't take on the piano class too and the sewing thing too, because my brain just all things are going to be bad. So I think that it's a case by case situation.
As a reiteration, I am just talking about myself. This is for me. I'm not talking about what anyone else in the world should be doing with their time, their business, and their relationships. But if my relationship can exist in the world while the world is also existing simultaneously, then that says a lot about my relationship. If I have to pause the world to work on my relationship, or pause my interaction with the world to work on my relationship, then for me, that says a lot about my relationship and our ability to go forward together.
Relationships are tough, girl. They're fucking hard. Like that Swedish dick.
Had it for 3 minutes. All right, Jake, let's get our last question.
It was 7
Inches or minutes?
Hi, Bob Monet. This is a lame question, but
Got it.
I'm just
No lame
wondering how
questions.
you very busy people.
Jake, you started from the top. Now I had to miss the whole question.
That was lame.
Hi, Bob and Monet. This is a lame question, but I'm just wondering how you two very, very busy people stay organized. What are your tips and tricks? Do you use any apps, any like tools? Or are there any really good routines that help you stay organized for the day or the week? Would love to hear it. Thanks.
I think one organization tool that really helps, just because it helps me visualize things. I am a kinesthetic learner, but with something like a schedule, obviously, like I mean, writing it down would be that, but I don't do that. Is a Google Calendar. Like having like the night before, being able to have a calendar that has everything I'm doing from the time I'm supposed to wake up to go to bed. Like even like little things like post this thing or send this email. Like I'll put little things like that in my thing so I know that this email I've been having to send for like 3 days and I keep on forgetting to do it. I like put it as an item in my schedule. So I see like the 14 things I need to get done today, like are all at different times and like on the schedule throughout the day. That really, really, really helps me function. And again, I also have the added benefit of a personal assistant that helps me do that, and a whole management company that helps me organize my gigs and my work, and an agency. So like I have other tools that the everyday person might not have to help stay organized. But from my personal things, like everything, like even like things like I'll put like at 1:15 today, I have to call Prolay to set up my appointment for my laser hair for next. Like so like every little thing that I have, and as soon as I even hanging out with friends, I put in a calendar. Like I'm going out to dinner tomorrow, so like I put everything so that I don't forget. And even with that, there's still things I mess up, and there are lots of times that I am unorganized, and someone will text me like at 3:00, like, "Hey girl, are we still meeting?" I'm like, yeah. So like things slip through the crack, but I think that having things slip through the cracks, but I think that having a calendar with every little thing on there, every detail, is very helpful for me.
So I don't know who told you I was organized, but I certainly, it's really funny. Like I'm not a neat freak. My home is lived in. It's not like destroyed. It's not messy, but my home is like I don't live. You have friends who their home is like a magazine or a hotel, and everything is so like meticulously bit by boop. There'll be like a hat here and a thing there, and there might be like uh, uh, the PlayStation remote will be on the table for like 3 days, even if in a weird place, if no one's moving it or using it or something like that. I might leave a suitcase in the hallway overnight or something. But I always remember where things are, which is so crazy for people who come to my home and they're like, there's no way you could possibly know where that one thing is. And I'm like, it is. It's over there under that thing by the next thing. Except when people start fucking moving my shit around. That shit drives me crazy. Putting my stuff where they think it should go. Oh, Bob would want this over here. I also use Google for everything. Google Calendar, Google Drive, Google Sheets. I have my watch is a Samsung watch, so my watch is always telling me you got a thing coming up. I also put everything in my calendar. Every step I take, I put it all in my calendar so that I won't miss anything, and that helps me tremendously. I can't even express how much I rely on Google Calendars. It's kind of crazy, actually.
Your Google Calendar is dope. She's really dope.
Monet, do you think that you're more organized than most people?
I don't know how to gauge that. I really don't know. Because like for my life, I mean, for most people in my same field or most people doing what we do, I would say I'm average. Like everyone seems to be doing the shit they need to and getting where they need to be on time. I mean, I don't know if I can know. I don't know how to gauge that. I really don't.
Do you crave organization?
I do love organization. I love cleanliness, tidiness, organization. Like when I'm in like a clean space, I feel like I can think. If I'm in a space that's not clean and like tidy, like I feel like my brain can't think. Like I feel like I can't get anything done.
What's the difference between clean and tidy, right? Like my place can be clean but not tidy, and I'm still fine.
See, I disagree. I think something can be tidy. It's something is clean, it's tidy. It's something is tidy, it may not be clean. Like clean is like there's no dust on the thing, and like to me that's clean. Tidy is everything is organized in its right place, but it can still be it can still be yes, you can have one and not the other. You can be clean and tidy.
You said the same thing, but you disagreed for some reason.
Wait, what did you say?
I said clean and tidy aren't the same things. A place can be,
Oh, I just said they are. That's what I was like. Wait, what?
A place can be clean but untidy.
No, but that's where we disagree.
Oh, you don't think
if you're clean,
you don't think a place can be untidy and clean? Like for example, if I clean your home and everything is scrubbed and clean, and I just push all the pillows around, it's clean. It's just not tidy.
See, that's not clean to me. Like when you have when cleaners
definition of clean.
When cleaners come, they're cleaning. They clean and tidy the place. Imagine you hire a cleaner. Imagine a cleaner comes and they clean everything and they leave everything. Then, bitch, you didn't clean.
No, I understand the process of hiring a cleaner, but I think they're cleaning your place and they're tidying your place. And when the cleaning is one part and the tidying is a separate thing. They're two separate things.
Right. And my point is,
if I clean your litter box, I clean the whole thing. It is crystal clean, but I leave it in 5 pieces. It's not tidy, but it is clean.
So, Monet, you were saying tidiness is a part of cleanliness.
Yes.
So they are both the same thing.
Yes.
They're different, but they're linked together.
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying.
Whereas,
if I clean your litter box, but I leave it in 5 pieces, is it not clean?
It is clean.
So clean and tidy are two different things. Like if I vacuum your couch, is Monet frozen or am I frozen? Oh, so like if I clean your couch and I shampoo it and I tide it, but I leave it out to dry and all the pieces are just all around the living room and I clean the throw that goes over it, but the throw is still in the washing machine. The pillows are on the porch drying off, and the couch is upside down. It is clean. It's just not tidy.
I guess you're right. I guess you're right.
So that's what I say. Like my home is clean and tidy usually, especially when the cleaning lady comes over and cleans it and tidies it. But then after a while,
no, you never said clean and tidy before. It said she comes in clean. Now you're trying to add a little caveats.
No, I'm not adding a caveat. I'm making the conversation make sense.
For you,
are you? Do you think that my cleaning lady comes over and doesn't tidy my home?
No, I'm saying, but I've never heard you say, "Oh, she's gonna come in clean and tidy." So the clean lady's coming over to clean.
It's for the.
I'm saying, like in colloquially.
I'm saying it. For the sake of this conversation, I'm telling you what she's doing. I'm not switching my words up. I would normally say she came in, she cleaned.
Well, I'm saying colloquially, like when you say someone's coming to clean, they're doing both. That's why I lump them together. Like rarely, when you say someone's coming to clean, you expect they're gonna clean and leave everything untidy. Like that's what I'm trying to say.
I don't think we're saying different things, but you keep disagreeing with me for some reason.
Well, because you're saying they're separate things, but my point is that colloquially they're the same thing. Like when you say someone's coming to clean, or you say I'm cleaning up, you're cleaning and tidying. That's what it was. Yes, sure.
And I'm not even arguing. I don't know who you're arguing with. I'm not arguing that. I'm not saying that's not true at all. I'm just saying that the word clean and tidy kind of refer to different things, but cleanliness in the house, yes, refers to tidiness.
This is such a sibling rivalry conversation.
Well, I'm not disagreeing with you, but you keep acting like I am, which is wild.
Oh my god. Okay, what's the next thing?
We don't have
what we said.
We have literally 2 minutes left in the podcast. There's no next thing. That was the very last thing.
I had a lot of fun talking to you today.
I'm thinking about starting to save up. Well, I'm not going to. But a lot of hotels have their name on the pins, and I kind of want to like collect a bunch of pins from hotels, but I actually don't want to carry pins around. I like that there's something around, taking something, and I like matchbooks. Have you seen these?
Matchbooks?
People who collect matchbooks.
Match like a matchbox?
A matchbook, not a matchbox.
I don't know what a matchbook is.
A matchbox is when it's a box, and a matchbook is when it flips over, and then you tear the match and you strike it by holding the thing against the back.
Got it. I didn't know who still sells that.
Well, it's not really like a thing about selling, but back in the day, most places would just have a matchbook, like because
Everyone smokes.
because more people were smoking, and if you need to go outside for cigarettes, you're like, "Do you have a matchbook?" And then you just have these like collectible matchbooks that people would collect, which seems kind of dangerous to collect. But I feel like a pin is kind of cute, and I realize a lot of these hotels they have cute pins. Why is this so funny?
Because you're such a peculiar person. I love it.
I don't understand what's so peculiar about me. You act like I'm the oddest bitch walking planet Earth all the time.
Bob, you're pretty odd.
What makes me so odd?
You're the bitch that like, I love walking in parking lots. Oh, I just love walking. Like, that is a peculiar thing for someone to say. I just love walking in parking lots.
Well, if you think about it, it's not. When you hear it, but when you actually think about it and break it down, it's not that peculiar. I like to get my steps in, but you don't get lost in the parking lot. You can cover a lot of area, and you can go shopping. So walking in the parking lot is no different than is it really much different than mall walking?
Mall walking, just so we're clear, is a weird. People who are like career mall walkers, that's fucking weird. It is peculiar.
No one's a career mall walker. You don't make a career out of mall walking. It's a community-based thing.
That is weird.
Mall walking is not weird because you don't do it as weird. Because you don't do it. Because you don't do it as weird.
Can y'all please comment below if you think mall walking is a peculiar activity, along with parking lot walking?
Well,
just start a little parking lot walking in crew. Start a parking lot walking team.
Starting a mall walking crew. Me and Kim were going to start a mall walking crew. Actually, me and Kim talked about starting a mall walking crew. And the reason why you mall walk is because you don't want to be in the sun or you don't want to be in the cold. Like you don't want to be in the elements, but you want to get your steps in, and you can go shopping. And there's camaraderie. You meet people. Honestly, I might join a mall. I might join if there's an LA mall walker group. I might join y'all. I love mall walk. I've never been mall walking. I mean, I've walked in malls by myself, but I've never joined like a mall walking crew, and it just seems honestly really fun.
There you have it, y'all. If you were in LA, part of a mall walking, Bob will be back here in like 2 years. So maybe someone can start one.
Maybe I'll start my own mall walkers in LA. And then as I travel, I can just walk in different malls around the world.
Yeah, true.
Oh, that sounds really fun, actually. I could schedule my little walks with people. But then I feel like it ended up being a meet and greet. It wouldn't be about the walking. It'd be about like, Bob, take a picture and sign. I wanted to be about the walking. Like it has to be about the walking.
Right.
And we have to have a camaraderie based around walking, not based around like RuPaul's Drag Race. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You ever think about those kind of things? Like you want to do something, but then you're afraid it won't be about the thing.
Oh, for sure. All the time.
What's this monochromatic thing you got going on?
I'm sorry. I want to start an Amazon storefront. I get complimented a lot on my gym attire, and I want to like do like little videos showing my little
Gym attire. Welcome to stage, Miss Gemma. Gym attire. Go ahead. Sorry.
That's good. So I have like one of my little onesies that wears at the gym.
And that's Patreon
You
only.
wear this to the gym?
Well, I'm undone right now because I'm at home, but I wear like tucking panties.
This is wild.
Why?
You tuck at the gym?
Yes.
Oh, that seems uncomfortable.
Yeah, it seems like
I mean, I do full 2-hour shows, splitting, jumping, kicking in the same thing. That's not weird.
Monet, what's your butt routine? What do you do?
Funny you should ask. I literally did an exercise. What'd you say?
Pick up the phone, call Dr. Miami.
You're such a fucking bitch. Wait, don't we have to do a rivalry? We should save this for rivalry.
Well, here's the thing. Because Bob doesn't have his mics, I was gonna just do one episode.
Okay.
The mic might be here, actually. I think I got a call while we're here. So let's just end this episode. So, y'all, thank you all so
Well, I have to be done by 2 o'clock, and it's 1:20 already.
Well, then, bitch, let's never do it. Let's never do anything. When you the one talking about the next episode rivalry, bitch.
Yeah, as you said that, I was like, oh, it's 1:20. I have to be done by 2 o'clock. It has to be normal.
I don't think we have time for a full episode. And we have another recording scheduled for tomorrow, so I don't think we.
Well, then go
I
do
think
whatever
it's
your
fine.
fucking 2 o'clock.
We can also do a Patreon exclusive for the like 20
Go
minutes.
do whatever your little 2 o'clock thing is.
That's cute.
We're gonna do, wait. So we just keeping this one going, Jacob?
Go start
And
your
then
little
we'll
Amazon storefront at 2 o'clock.
because Jay's gonna color correct it all in one thing anyway.
Let's do a concise wrap up, and then we can move to a Patreon exclusive.
All right, there you have it.
Did our listeners just listen to all that jazz?
They did, and it's come to the Patreon if you want to hear about Monet's butt workout.
Yeah.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.